Testing. 1, 2.
1, 2,
Ollie
3.
Arts on the track.
Aliana here.
Mic
What
check
it do?
1, 2, 1, 3. Episode 24. This is a test
Check,
on the
check,
mic.
check.
Mic check. Mic check. Capturing the world.
I know that you're drunk. Yeah. Tell me what you want after this club. You know I get nasty. Don't move right in my house, call a taxi. I'm picky with my women, I'm deciding. Call me to your crib and I'm sliding. I'm picky with my women, I'm deciding. Call me to your crib and I'm sliding. First things first, let me get that introduction. We on a long road to self-destruction. You was so in love, you weren't gonna tell me nothing. Let me get this clear, cause I had no idea. I feel like I did too much. Let's get all of y'all. Yeah, I need all of y'all. I feel like I did too much. Yeah, let's party, y'all. Yeah, I need all of y'all.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is David Carmichael II. This is the Caption the World Podcast, episode 24. And I have another special guest introducing
Aliana.
Ollie Arts. How you doing tonight?
I'm great. Glad to be here.
That's what's up. I'm glad to get you out here. We had first met at Garen's concert in Norfolk last year.
Yeah.
And I think he was on tour with Eric Bellinger, and he did like a show afterwards at the #1 space in Military Circle Mall. And that's I didn't meet you actually at the concert. I met you at the little after party networking event. And we spoke for a short amount of time. Y'all know you was telling me you do art, visual art.
Yes.
Okay, and I didn't get a chance to get your contact information because I was supposed to do an interview with Garen that same night. So I had to like look you up on Instagram, like kind of creeping a little bit. But like I think I had seen your profile. Somebody tagged your profile in a story when it was recording the art.
Okay.
Or I think I might have asked somebody like, what was your Instagram name? And because I was like, yeah, I wanted to get in contact with her, like to do some type of work on like some photo shoots. Because I got a clothing line, and I want to do like more photo shoots and more of this artsy type of things for my clothing line. So, and I also wanted to interview you on a podcast as well. So, I'm glad to have you out here.
Yes, I appreciate you.
And so you do visual art. What other things do you do?
Yes, so visual arts is my main steez, but I'm full-time artist, but I'm also self-employed.
Okay.
So I do freelance graphic design, web development, creative direction, just for a lot of local Black-owned businesses and clients. Artists and musicians. I do like mostly logos, cover arts, websites, creative direction, and film direction.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, for my art though, my visual arts is photography and film.
Right.
Yeah.
So you do it all. You the whole package, ain't you?
Yes, I'm the whole thing, which is another one of my nicknames.
Right.
Yes, you can call me that.
That's cool. So like, did you go to school for that?
Yeah, I went to ODU. I graduated 2014 with my bachelor's in photography and film.
Word.
Yeah,
Shout out to ODU.
Yeah.
I know I got a lot of good friends that went to ODU.
Okay, yeah, I enjoyed it there. I grew a lot conceptually as an artist. So shout out to them.
So are you from Norfolk side or are you from Hampton, Newport News?
I'm from Suffolk, actually.
Okay. Shout out to Suffolk, part of the 7 cities.
Yeah, I'm from a lot of places, but I grew up in Suffolk, and I currently live in Newport News.
Okay.
But of course, while I was at ODU, I lived in Norfolk, so
right.
I have a little bit of everywhere. I used to live in Virginia Beach.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you all over the 7 cities pretty much.
Pretty much my whole life.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So yeah, like I know when I went to that show, Garen's concert, I seen all the art in that building, and it was real good pieces of art. A lot of talented people behind those pieces. And you said your art was on the back wall behind the stage.
Yeah, mine was behind the stage.
Okay, that's cool. So and it's crazy because like I have 2 brothers and a sister. One of my brothers, well, I have a real young brother. He's like 8, but my 20-year-old brother, he does art too. And like when I was looking at some of the pieces, it kind of reminded me of something that he probably could create. And like my little sister, she's 18 and she started doing, artsy type of things too. Like she did, it's some painting she did. It was like on a real big canvas. It was just like some roses painted different colors, and it was just real crazy. I've always seen her like draw growing up, but like I can see her like just getting better over time. And my brother too, like he he made my mom a painting. He gets people to he designs on jackets, and people actually pay for him to do that. So I was just like, and he worked at the shipyard too, but I was just telling him like, you don't have to be there forever. Like that's be there for the time being, but still working your craft if that's what you really want to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? You can make a living off of it. So just keep going with it, and don't let anybody tell you can't do it. Because we all talented, so we just want to keep putting your effort into your God-given talent. Don't stop doing it.
Have faith. Keep going, keep pushing, keep hustling, and keep working. But you got to know, if you are going to decide to follow your dreams as far as work and making a living out of it, you're going to have to work 10 times harder than you would if you had a job. So
exactly.
That's something that some people don't know or realize. Like, you're going to have to, you ain't getting no sleep, okay? You're going to have to work.
Yeah.
And have people that, can help you, have people a part of your team, have a village, and, you utilize every resource that you can.
Most definitely. Like, yeah, because sometimes we think it's just, I don't know, like things will happen overnight, or it's like things are not popping off for a long period of time, and you just like, is it even worth doing?
And it's going to take some time. Like, we definitely have to have patience, because shit is not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a year. It might not happen in 5 years. But if you have a goal, you have to have faith. Like, that's gonna be your grounds to building what it is that you want. Like, you have to have faith. If you don't have faith in what you're doing, why are you doing it?
Right. That's a fact, because if you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect people to believe in your vision at all? You gotta be the one that believe in your vision when no one else in the world does, and you just gotta make it seem like you're just the best thing out here. Like, even if realistically, you got a lot of things to work on, but you just got to make yourself believe, like, I'm the best, best rapper, best artist, best basketball player, anything,
Confidence
know what I'm saying?
Definitely plays a big part too.
Most definitely.
If you ain't confident, you are not going to attract the things that you want.
Right. Yeah, because they're going to be looking at you like, you don't even believe in your own self. How can I even invest in you?
Exactly. And the universe ain't going to do it for you either. Like, you ain't got no faith. You don't believe in yourself.
Right.
You ain't confident in yourself. Well, what you want us to do?
Right. What am I supposed to do? I can't help you.
You ain't got no positive energy around you to attract what you want anyway.
Exactly.
Like, you have to be grounded.
Yes.
Or else you're going to be all off balance. Like, your mind going to be off balance. Your body going to be off balance. And that's another big thing, is to always keep yourself first. Because if you ain't good, your work ain't going to be good. You're not going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to do nothing. And, being an artist, being self-employed, it can be very overwhelming, because, you do have all these dreams. And, knowing that you have to have patience when things aren't going your way, it can kind of beat you up. So always got to keep yourself first, and, make sure that your mind is good and that you're at ease before anything else.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to work for yourself, work on yourself first.
Yeah.
Like, when you wake up in the morning, don't let your work be the first thing you work on. Let it be you. You be the first thing that you work on when you wake up. And then comes everything else. And that's if you self-employed or have a job.
So like, relating to what you just said, what is your like routine for yourself? Like when you wake up, what's the first thing that
Okay, well, the first thing I do is get on my phone, which is horrible.
I'm the same way, man.
But I'm not gonna lie. Like right now, my shit is all over the place, and I'm like trying to work on getting some structure in my life because it does get overwhelming. And I'm an artist. Like my mind is not regular. My shit be all over the place, and if my life is all over the place, my mind gonna be 10 times all over the place. So my ideal, what I would like, okay, so right now what I do is I wake up, I check my phone, and then I get it right on my computer, and then I'm on my computer until I start feeling like I'm drained, and that's horrible for me. What I would like to do is wake up, meditate, eat, maybe do some yoga or go for a walk, then work until about 5-6 o'clock, and this is on my freelance work, and then eat again, eat in between, and then work on my stuff, my personal stuff, the rest of the night until maybe like 10. And yeah, that would be my ideal day.
Okay. Yeah, I know you spoke about being on a computer for a minute. Like, I still got a 9 to 5, but I get off around like 4 Monday through Friday. So like when I get home, either I go to the gym when I get off work, or if I don't, either or, whenever I get home, I hop right on this computer because I run my clothing line through Shopify. Mm-hmm. So I'm, running Facebook ads, I'm running Google ads, make sure I'm posting on Instagram, DMing a bunch of people, emailing people. I email people in the morning. I try to email people in the morning. I don't really like emailing people like all over different times of the day. I don't really know if that's real professional or not. But when it comes to DMs, I'll DM you like any time of the day.
I don't see no problem with the times, to be honest. Like the day and age that we're in, it doesn't really matter. Like, there's a lot of entrepreneurs, and sometimes your entrepreneurship is going to be from 10 to 2. Right. 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Like, it just might be that way. Mm-hmm. Like, if I see an email come in at, like, 2 a.m., I'm going to be like, oh, shit, okay, they working hard. Right. So, I don't be judging nobody based on the time of the email.
Well, I'm going to take that into effect then, because, I be wanting this to contact people. So, when it comes to emails, I might try to just, don't really care about the time.
Yeah, man.
Get it out there, and they'll see when they see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, but so the name Ollie Arts, is that like part of your name, like your real name?
So, no, my name is Aliana, but Ollie is my nickname. That's what my family's called me. That's what I've been called pretty much, my whole life. Ollie Art is short for my business name, which is Aliana Artistry. So, Ollie Art,
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what made you get into art and just doing the things that you do now?
So I've been photographing my whole life. When I was younger, my mom, she bought me cameras all the time. And I was always taking pictures. I had a video camera, so, I was recording videos just of, life and family, daily stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I was on Punishment a lot as a youngin'.
Come on now.
Yes, I was on Punishment so much that I was able to use the computer and watch TV and listen to music and play video games. The only thing I couldn't do was go outside, and that shit would like really kill me.
So you wasn't really outside like that?
Yeah. So if I couldn't go outside, then I was in the house doing something with the media.
Yeah.
So we had a computer, and we had like a jailbroken computer, like a bootleg computer, and it had all kinds of apps up there. It had Photoshop. That was like the biggest app that I remember we had, and I was just like, Photoshop. It was Adobe Photoshop too, So I started playing around with it and, just learning different things. I was making little animated videos through Windows Movie Maker and just playing around with it. And that's how I started to learn how to do a lot of stuff on Adobe Photoshop as far as graphically. And then when it got time for me to decide, what I was going to do in my life, my dad pretty much helped me realize what I really loved doing, which was what I was doing all the time, which was photography and graphics. So I was like, you might be right. I might, maybe I do need to go to school for that. So that's what I did. And then while I was in school, my art or my photography started teaching me things about myself. And, I started to become conscious while I was in college. So that kind of boosted my talent because I was able to mix my consciousness with my art. And I deal with mental health issues, so it was helping me in that area. And it just became this big journey for me in my self-growth and just life. It started teaching me so many different things, and my passion for it just kept growing and growing, and it still grows today. So
okay, cool. So you was saying like you was going through like mental health issues.
Yeah, so I had severe depression and anxiety and ADHD, which I didn't know until I was 19, and I had to go to anger management because I was fighting in college and I got suspended.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I went to anger management, and my therapist was like, she was so dope. Like, it was just so fluid. I was just, catching on to stuff really quick. And I started to learn why I was angry, and it all had to do with what I had been through, as a child. So learning that opened me up to realizing I can learn about myself. Like, I can actually learn about myself. And that was the moment I became conscious. And then learning I had depression, I was like, oh no, I want to fight this. I don't like feeling this way.
Right.
And, I still deal with it today, but like now, from that moment, which was 2012 until now, I've gotten a lot stronger in being able to deal with my depression and, figuring out ways to, snap out of it. And my art like helps me realize the things I'm depressed about, because sometimes I'll be depressed and I won't know why I'm depressed. And it could be, I'm just afraid of something, which most of the time that's what it is. Like, or it might be love, or I might be, I haven't maybe made any art, so it'll trigger. If I don't do any art, it'll trigger my depression. Or if I'm not working on something, it'll trigger it too. So a lot of times it's a fear thing.
Yeah. And I think that's for a lot of us, just living in fear. And I guess I know sometimes for me, like, that's fear of what might happen and it not happening the way you want it to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me doing my business stuff and just, what if it never just takes off? What if I'm just in the same spot forever? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have those thoughts.
Yeah.
But, I'll try to snap out of it, or to try to keep working to get myself out of that mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
my biggest trigger for my depression is love. And I'm like, I've always known that, but I'm now saying it to myself because it's real. Like, that shit really will throw me all the way off. And I cannot stand that it does that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you saying like love as in just like family wise or just relationship
romantic love. Yeah. That area.
Well, you you young, you got a lot of time for that.
Yeah, I ain't.
Because sometimes, I'm 29 and I'm single, and people be asking me like, man, why you don't got no girlfriend? Like, what's like something wrong with me? I just be like, man, I just haven't found that one. I'm just, when I think about that, I think about, I gotta hurry up and find someone, get married, have kids, but I try to remind myself to just stay the course, and wherever I'm going, you'll meet that person along the way. They'll just run right into you. Because sometimes when you try to look for something, you might end up finding the wrong thing.
You won't find it.
You'll
run into the wrong thing. That's exactly right.
Right.
And it's funny, like when you stop looking, that's usually when it does come to you.
Right.
But when it does come, it'll trigger that fear. Like, oh my gosh. Because ever since I was young, like really, really young, I just romanticized and fantasized about love so much. Like, I've always been a hopeless romantic, and I've always wanted love so much, to the point like now as an adult, I'm like, girl, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? Like, we ain't got time for that.
Right.
And I'd be like, I know, but still, it's still in the back of my mind. Like, I can't fight it. Like, me trying to fight it has not worked out for me. So now I'm just like, you know what? Let me just, admit it to myself. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, I do want it.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I mean, great things come with time, and you'll definitely find that one.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah. So so talking about art in general, what do you think defines an artist? I mean, before you answer that, like my answer to that is, I think that we all are artists in some way, and I remember like growing up, going like going to school, as a real young child, and we have like art class, and the teacher would bring like arts and crafts, and everybody would be making the same thing out of the same materials, but it was different in everybody's different way.
Yeah.
So it seems like anything that we do, I guess you can say is art. But to you, what does that mean? Like, you can be an artist, or drawing wise, or musically wise. Like, what does that mean to you?
Art to me means expression, like just expressing yourself. I do believe, we all are artists. We all are creative in many different ways, but it boils down to the way that you express yourself is your art.
Right.
Whether that be, your words, you with the clothing line, anything, any way that you express yourself is your art, is art.
I can agree with that a lot. So, speaking on artists, who are your favorite artists today? And I'm gonna start with your top music artists. Do you have any favorite music artists?
I'm not a favorite type of person. Okay,
Well, who do you enjoy?
I mean, I listen to a wide range of things. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you my genres that I like.
Okay.
I like jazz, the blues, soul, trap, rap, hip hop. Yeah, those are mainly the genres that I listen to. Oldies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the oldies but goodies. Yeah. And yeah, those are timeless classics right there. So like, do you have any maybe painters or paintings that you might admire, or or your
not
favorites?
really. My favorite art medium is sculpture. I love painting too. Like, that's another one, but my favorite is sculpture. I like looking at sculpture and studying them.
Right.
And art in general, really. I say painting because, in long ago, like, that was the biggest form. Mm-hmm. There's paintings from so many years ago that, you can really figure out the history of the time, like based on what's in the photo. I mean, in the painting, the style, the way that they paint it. And you can really tell a lot about the artists, the way they paint, whether they're using like big brush strokes or thick paint. I think that's like really interesting. And as far as sculpture, I just think that's just so amazing to me. Like, just thinking about somebody, carving something out or like molding something, and then that tells a lot about history too. All the sculptures that were made so long ago, and they're still like here today. Yeah, it's amazing to me.
And just that being a long time ago, like you can just see how people were like talented throughout time, for like ever since the earth began. Like, they're saying like this old sculptures like in history books. I know for me, like history books, and like these things are just like landmarks to this day. Like, people will be talking about these things forever, like until the world ends. You know what I'm saying? So I can definitely agree with you on that. So like, how do you describe like your style, your aesthetic, like when it comes to what you do?
So I love surrealism and fantasy, so that plays a big part in my art, and realism too. But I mean, I'm pretty conceptual. Like everything I do means, has a meaning.
Yeah.
Down to the way that I do it. The way that I do it is usually the biggest meaning. I'll have an idea, but the way that I execute that idea says a whole lot more than why I'm actually doing it.
Right.
Because I can, create a whole scene, and I might put a cup of water in an odd place, and I'm putting it there, for a specific reason. It's symbolic. So my art is very symbolic too. It does have a deeper meaning, and a lot of times I'll create something and I'm not learning about the meaning until after I create it, or the way that somebody else might see it is totally different than the way that I'm seeing it.
Right.
And that's even more symbolic as far as the meaning. My art is really separate from me. It's I feel like it's like I'm bringing down this big grand message from the heavens, and I'm just the chosen one to create it, but it has a bigger purpose than just me.
Just you, right?
Yeah,
that's real deep right there. So like, what is your favorite piece of art made by you? Like,
it has to be my Strong Woman piece. Yeah, it's the one. I also call it Pink Demon.
Yeah.
So I'm on a flower backdrop, a cherry blossom backdrop, and I painted myself black, and I have a demon mask on, and it was very symbolic for me because I had just gotten out of a phase where I was really depressed, and I was fighting my demons, and I felt like I was fighting the devil at this point. I was just so afraid. I was afraid of the dark. I couldn't sleep in the dark. I couldn't, be in my apartment in the dark. I was like really afraid. And I was fighting that period of time. I was fighting it really, really hard. And this was the first time that I had thoughts of, being dead and just not wanting to be alive. I didn't want to kill myself, but I had thoughts of not wanting to be alive, and they were literally out of my control. Like it like literally just came over me, and I had never experienced that. And when that happened, and it happened more than once, I was like, yo, this is a problem. This is an issue, and I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to fight this shit. I don't care what it is. Like, I was ready to just put myself in my room in a pitch black, and I was just gonna sit there and meditate. No matter how afraid I was gonna like push myself to do that, but luckily I didn't have to do that.
Right. Yeah.
And it just dawned on me. I was trying to figure out why I was afraid of I was afraid of dying, and why I was afraid of the devil, and why I was even thinking about this shit. But I was thinking about it, and it was really like, I felt like the universe was trying to get me to, acknowledge the dark side of things and figure out what it was, and figure out the difference or the similarity between the dark and the light.
Yeah.
And, defining these two forces and, figuring out, so that I can create a change in the world, or, put some art out that's going to help other people.
Yeah.
So, it led me to facing my demons, or seeing my demons as being beautiful, because during this time when I did face those demons, I realized all of those things that I consider my demons, or that I consider bad that I've gone through, it made me who I was, who I am.
Yeah.
And I love the person I am. I love me. So if I could love me so much, then I could love those demons. So I was able to, take those demons and, see them as being beautiful. And that's what that image represents, is, conquering those demons, being strong, and seeing it as in a different light, seeing it as beautiful. I'm one, and I love to do this. I love to take two opposing forces and bringing them together, and I do that a lot in my art, and that was like one of the biggest ways that I've done that.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Is that do you post all your art on social media?
I don't really post it. I mean, I have and I do every once in a while, but the way that I want to present it is in a book, so I'm just waiting to finish that because
Right.
that's the way I want to present it to the world in a book and as an exhibit. So,
Right.
I'm just kind of keeping them in the cut until
Yeah.
it's real
Keeping
time.
the stash until it's time to pull
Yeah,
them janks out.
yeah.
So have you done like any shows? I know you did when the show I met you at, but like, how many other shows have you done?
So as far as like solo exhibits, I've done two, but those were like last minute on the fly. Here's an opportunity. Do you want it? Okay, sure, I'll take it. But I've done, group shows. I submit my work to shows all the time. And but I have like my shows that my solo exhibits that for myself that I've wanted to do or that I will do once my series is actually finished.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you go about submitting your work to like a
I just find shows, searching shows. There's also different platforms that actually post a lot of the shows, and usually it's like $45, and
Yeah.
you could submit like 3 works, and you have curators and jurors for the shows, and they'll select yours. But you just submit, pay the fee, hope that you get in.
Yeah.
There's been many times that I haven't gotten in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just go searching, Google search,
Yeah.
and the site that I use is called Call for Artists. So that will send you emails,
Okay.
and it'll send you emails for openings, and you could just go and apply to whichever ones. So I really like that website. It's
Yeah.
Call for Artists.
Okay.
Call for Artist Entries, I think .com, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and the reason I ask that because like I be trying to figure out like how can my brother and sister get their art out there.
Okay, yeah.
And, but I don't really want to force them to do that. I don't know if they're ready to do that. But I really don't know like what direction they want to take with it.
Yeah.
But I just want to just be there for them, to support them anyway. So they want to present it to the world, whatever I can do to help.
Yeah, I mean, social media, there's always people posting about, art call for artists for shows. So, I mean, even if it's just a local show, just so that they can, get a feel for how they go.
Right.
There's always local shows around here, like Utopia Finney. And Virginia Beach, they always have opportunities for artists in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, is all of your art like for sale, or it's like certain pieces is like just for you, or like have anybody went to you like I want that piece, but maybe you was like, I don't know, I really like that piece for myself.
So as far as my photography, I do list them for sale, but I be iffy because my art I want to list at thousands of dollars.
Yeah, right.
But, I sell prints, so that's a way to help. I sell prints 8x10s and bigger. And then now I paint as a hobby, and for some reason I can't sell my paintings.
Yeah.
Even though they're just my hobby, it's not like something I'm really, doing like forcefully, but they always are just so symbolic, and I have them all around my house. So I don't sell my paintings, but I might would, to be honest. Like I would.
If somebody came and be like, man, I'll pay you $100,000.
Oh yeah, you're damn right. Go ahead and take that.
But like, how does that work? Like, just the value of art. Like, how does one just go about just be like, I pay this much money for a painting?
So what people have to realize is the value of art is always gonna increase. It's an investment, and a lot of people don't realize that. So when you buy art, you might buy it as a couple $100s, but in a few years, hopefully, like the artist will grow, and that painting or that piece will be worth a lot more. Yeah. Also, the value of art is also energetically. So when you're buying art, you are adding value to your life. it's going to be a part of your aesthetics in your home. You know, it's going to bring a mood to your home. So it's adding value to your life, not just, you know, to your pockets. So that's another thing, you know, people should really think about when they do buy art is, you know, this is adding to your life, like energetically. So that's where the true value is.
Yeah. Yeah, because like it seems like some people, not all people, but some people might say, well, you know, why am I paying this much for an art piece? You know, is it worth me buying it? Mm-hmm. But like the way you described it, that makes a lot of sense. You know, the way to look at it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you, let's say, you know, you bought a painting from 1970, right? Mm-hmm. Or you just came across it. So like on some, you know, it was a surprise. You found it in a thrift store. You found out it's from 1970 by this famous artist. You hang it in your house. Now, the energy from that painting is going to add to your life. I mean, hopefully, you know, it was on some positive shit.
You're right.
Make sure you sage that junk. But just the history within that piece, you know, and this is from long ago, that's bringing value into your life. Like, it's bringing value into your home. It's adding to everything, your aesthetics, your vibe. You know, the way that your house is going to play a big part on your life and, you know, the balance that you have surrounding your life. So if, you know, your aesthetics are on point, you know, if you got that feng shui, that piece of art is adding to your feng shui. So, you know, it's going to add to your life.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it, man. I know I need to, you know, decorate my house, man. My walls are blank as hell. I got the same paint I bought.
I'm telling you, like, if you don't have art on your walls, go buy an art piece, put it on your walls, and just see how much things change around you. Like, see how much your energy changes when you walk in the door.
Yeah.
See how much more vibrant it feels and it looks. It's real.
I'm gonna definitely look into it. I can definitely start with my brother and sister and you as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to spice my house up a little bit. Because people always come in here and be like, man, you don't got it. It's just real plain in here. I'm like, I'm just low key dude. I'm just, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, a lot of guys, you know, they don't think about it. So.
Yeah.
But it's cool. You know, you got your little vibe.
Got a little
vibe
something,
going
something.
on.
Yeah. A little something.
It's better than most guys. At least you have something on your walls. Like,
I know.
Men don't be having nothing.
If it weren't for, I think my mom and my girlfriend at the time was telling me to put something up, and I just bought that painting. Yeah, I mean, I like the beach, nice. And I feel like that piece represents just being relaxed and just in a calm state. Mm-hmm. So, and I don't know, I feel like I don't go to the beach a lot, but just that piece kind of reminded me of like how I want to be majority of the time. Because sometimes life can get chaotic. Yeah. And sometimes there's nothing you can do about it, but you want to be more of a calm state more than exactly. chaos. So that represents, even though it looks simple, it wasn't even that much money to buy it, but I always look at that painting and say, that's where I want to be at. That's where my mind to be at.
Yeah.
But so another thing, you have a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah,
and I subscribe to it.
Oh good. Oh yeah. Okay, I remember.
Yeah, and I really didn't get a chance to look at all your videos. I might have skimmed through one of them. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So what made you want to start a YouTube channel?
Honestly, like I just wanted to have another way to put myself out there personally because you know a lot of people don't really know. They know who I am, but they don't know who I am. You know, they don't know me as a person. So I don't really show my personality on my page that much, except for my stories. You know, you can get all of it in my stories. Mm-hmm. But I wanted another way to, you know, put myself out there and just show my journey because that's something I don't do. You know, when I'm making something, I'm not doing but the behind the scenes. So nobody really knows how much is actually going into, you know, what I do. Yeah. So I wanted to do it for that way. And then, just to create my own platform so that I can put myself on and, you know, just gain more acknowledgement and inspire, you know, people who actually resonate with me. Like, you know, I'm a one-of-a-kind type of person. So the people who are resonating with me, they're also going to be one-of-a-kind. And, you know, it's hard to find people that are like me. So, you know, I want to give more to, people who are out there who, go through similar things that I go through, or are, trying to be self-employed and trying to be an artist and do it all. So that's why I do it. And it's fun for me. Like, I spend so much time, working. I don't really have much time for, enjoyment. So that kind of brings me some fun, when I do work on those. Like, I find myself working on them all night, and I can stay up and I'll just like really be into, my editing and just watching myself. Like, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's great. And it's like, it's a lot of tools that we can use out here. Like, you got, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. How by me just doing this podcast, it's kind of like therapy for me, because I've always grown up as like a quiet kid. Didn't really do a lot of talking. As I got older, I became more extroverted. I'm still an introvert at heart, but just, I never would imagine me just doing a podcast out of the fly like this though. But yeah, wherever it takes to kind of, get you in the mood and just express yourself, I encourage everybody to do that.
Yeah.
And, this, by me doing this podcast, helped me to just open myself up for more, just to be able to, engage in deep conversation, just to talk about our lives. Talking is important,
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, because sometimes you can talk too much, but I mean, you always want to be able to communicate and just get your whatever's in your brain, get some of that stuff out in the open.
And that it's helped me a lot with that too, because I've been someone who doesn't really express themselves through voice. I've had to like really teach myself how to do that. So if I'm overthinking, if I'm in my crib, overthinking, then if I turn my camera on and, I start talking instead of thinking, like, it really helps me. And, expressing yourself through voice is very powerful. And just to get those thoughts out, it is really beneficial.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and I love YouTube. Like, I've been using
YouTube.
Great,
man,
I've been using YouTube for so long. Like, it really taught me a lot of what I know as far as graphic design, photography, editing, film. And like, I fucks with YouTube. I pay for the YouTube subscription. I listen to my music on YouTube. I watch YouTube. I'm on YouTube like all day. I'm on YouTube more than I'm on any other social media.
And it's funny that you say that, because like we live in an age where like we don't really need cable. So and the reason I bring that up is because, like I told you, I have a little brother. He's 8. He just turned 8, and he don't even watch. I mean, they don't have cable. My mom don't have cable, but he just they got the little Roku or the Fire Stick.
Yeah,
he just get on YouTube and he just watch, like they have like the what do they do? They like review toys. Like people have they review toys and they review video games. So he's just watching somebody else playing a video game on YouTube. I'm like, why are you watching this, man?
He
loves
it's so
it. Like,
funny. Yeah, my nieces too. My niece is 2 years old.
Yeah.
YouTube, anything on YouTube. She just be watching. Like, she'll go pick her videos, watch, and she just be into it. She might be into it a little too much, but yeah, she's like a little mini me for real. She be all up there.
Right. Yeah, it's just crazy because like they can get, and people that have those big channels get paid. Like,
yes,
get paid for views.
And that's the goal.
Yeah,
to start getting paid.
Most definitely.
But and two, like, it's owned by Google, and Google is the biggest entertainment corporation that's getting money. Like, they're just I fucks with it all. Like, I love technology. I'm all the way into it.
That's a fact. And yes, about technology, like it seemed like people a little bit older than us, like maybe our parents might kind of down it, but I mean it's pros and cons to it.
Yeah,
but I definitely think it's more pros as far as just promoting yourself and whatever you're doing. Like, there's plenty of tools out there for you to use.
I could see the pros and cons as being equal, to be honest. It just depends on what side you want to be on. You want to be on the cons, or you want to be on the pros, you know? I'm only focusing on the pros. Like, all the cons, I know that they're there, but I don't give a fuck about them.
Right. That's true. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. I mean, it's pros and cons to every single thing. There's always two sides, and it's going to be a negative side and a positive side. You can choose which side you want to be on, and that's with everything in life.
That's true, because it's always a decision. When you make a decision, you can't make a decision without it being another side to it. So it's like, yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah, whatever you choose to focus on, that's gonna be your life. That's gonna be your outcome. That's gonna be the energy that's around your ass.
Right. Yeah, I can agree with that. So so any advice to anybody, we did just say like artists can be anybody, but anybody that wants to work for themselves or that has a talent, any advice you have for them?
My advice always is to chase your fears, express yourself, floss your teeth, and stop fucking littering. So serious.
Hey, y'all heard it first, man. Make sure y'all listen to that.
Yes.
So what are your goals for 2020?
2020 is like, my goal right now is to just get structured within my business. I want to be able to make income without having to work so hard. Like, I've been working hard for a long time. I'm fucking drained. Yeah. I'm so drained. Like, I just need a whole year off. Yeah. But that ain't gonna happen. I can barely take one day off before I start going crazy. So that's my goal for this year, is to, create, like, actually solidify my multiple lanes of income.
Yeah.
Get those set in stone to where they start, generating money without me having to do so much, and then grow that and, finish my series, put my book out. I have multiple books, put those out. And for referral, I'm thinking about 2021, like, this year's came and gone for me
already.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a question I ask everybody, every guest on the podcast. How do you plan to capture the world?
I plan to capture the world through my art, through myself being the first, and then my art. But yeah, I guess, like, capturing the world. I mean, I am a superhero at night, so that's kind of already what I'm doing.
You're right.
Yeah, through my art. I hope that was a good answer.
No, that was cool. That was cool. So yeah, this was a real good convo.
Yeah.
That's all I really had for real. Okay. So like I said, thank you for coming out.
Yeah, I appreciate it again.
You want to
definitely.
Yeah, you want to tell your tell the listeners
viewers,
tell the viewers, listeners, where they can find you on Instagram.
Yes, so I'm on Instagram, AlliArt, ALLIART 757. And if you go on my bio, you can see my graphic page, my photography page. If you click the link in my bio, you can see my portfolio. You can find my YouTube channel. You can view my blog, which is perlawoods.com, which is also my other nickname too. We ain't talk about that, but we ain't got to. That's my YouTube channel too, just put that out there. But and then my portfolio, my art portfolio is AlliArt.com with 2 T's. Okay. But yeah, you can find it all on my Instagram. So AlliArt 757.
Hey y'all, make sure y'all follow her, man. She's real dope. Like I said, I seen her art in person. We definitely got to work, man. Like I said, I want to do like a photo shoot.
Okay.
And I'm just, like I be telling everybody I talk to, just trying to surround myself with like, creative people, and just, we can all help each other out in some way, and just surround myself with talent, and just, push each other to get to where we want to get to in life. So, yeah, like I said, appreciate you, AlliArt, for coming through.
Thank you. Much love.
Most definitely. And this is David Carmichael II. Shout out to all our Spotify listeners, all of our Apple Podcast listeners, all of our YouTube listeners. And if y'all can just, tell everybody about the podcast, keep spreading the wealth. Make sure you subscribe. Tell people to subscribe. Leave reviews. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all. So yeah, this is episode 24 of the Caption World Podcast. And we out. Peace.
Peace.
I'ma tell you this one time.
your lips when mine